Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and my name is Omhlamamelo Jengile for those who do not know me. And as seen by the title of this video, we are going to talk about staying in our lanes and growing in our lanes. So let's just get straight into this video. I'm sure many people are like, okay, what does this actually mean? This actually means exactly what it says, staying in our lanes and growing in our lanes. It means staying in your own path that has been set up for you on this earth and making sure that you grow in that exact same path. Now, there's a lot of things that get us out of our purpose and our paths, and one of those things is failure, disappointment, and discouragement. And when we feel like we have failed at something, we always feel the need or like that urge to say, no, this is no longer for me. So we decide to change and then we jump lanes. Actually, do not allow failure to push you out of your destiny, to push you out of your purpose. You need to learn to stay in those moments and to face up those moments and to actually engage failure. I know this sounds like a very foreign concept, but you need to engage failure. Now, I'm going to start off with a short story. What would this channel be without stories? Or what would I be without telling a story first? So my first story was that somewhere along my university life, I failed and I got excluded from university. I've been going to the University of Witwatersrand since I was an undergraduate. And now when I failed, I sent my mom a message at around 3-4 o'clock in the morning. My mom wakes up all the time at 5:30 in the morning since I've known her. And when I think she read the message, and then around 7:30 she came to my room. It was just me, her, and my dad in the house. She came to my room. She woke me up and she found me wailing like a baby, wailing to that point where in Zulu we call it Sibibitwane, where you're like and she took me from my bed. She actually took the covers, took me out of my bed, and she took me to the living room. When we got to the living room, she put me on the sofa and she's like, sit down. And when I sat down, she took out a book and she gave this book to me. And when I looked at the book title, the book title said, For I Have a Purpose for You. And I was like, I've never seen this book around the house. There's a lot of books in the house, but I've never seen this particular book. And she was like, yeah, I was gonna give you this book during Christmas or something. She said something like that. And when she gave me the book, she was like, okay, sit up and now we're gonna pray. We prayed, and after we prayed, she was like, yes, there's a lot of things that led up to your failure that were a lot of your mistakes, but also there were external pressures that were happening during that time that I know of and that only you also know of. But this does not mean this is the end of the road for you, especially at the end of the road for you in that particular season in that university. So my child, you are gonna go back to school. I was like, oh, okay. This was not the reaction I was waiting for, because usually when we fail, we expect people to cast us out, to, just not have that positive reaction that I got from my mom. And this may not be your story, and this may not be your situation, and you might have not gotten the similar reaction that I got from my mom, from your parents, or from your partner, or from anybody around you who you have made mistakes around or failed around. But this does not mean what my mom said is not true. Do not allow failure to push you out of your purpose. And I went back to school. I passed. I'm still here. I'm still in school. And moved on from undergraduates, moved on from honors. Now I'm in masters. And yeah, guys, those things just happen, but that does not mean you need to be pushed out of your purpose. Now, this leads me to my next point. Our journeys are different. My journey is very different from your journey right now. We may have similarities in our experiences and the things that we've experienced, because failure is universal. Everyone in the world fails, everybody. But it does not mean that we are always going to fail at the same things. We're always going to be good at the same things, or we're always going to be bad at the same things. You need to put that straight out in your head and keep telling yourself, and not telling yourself, but making yourself aware of the fact that our journeys are very different as people, and we need to realize that just because we live in a world where right now everybody's like, all industries are saturated. People in the same industry that you are in are not carrying the same vision that you are carrying. You've been given your own unique vision in this earth, I believe, by God, and only you can carry that out. Sure, God can raise another leader, but they can only be one Omhle in this world, and that's it. So our journeys are very, very, very different, and you need to be aware of that. You must stop comparing yourself, stop comparing your journey to another person's journey. You do not know what got them there. You do not know how people get where they are and the type of sacrifices they've had to make along the way. So you need to really park it and stay in your own lane. Stay in your own lane. You need to learn to forgive yourself. Now, what do I mean by forgiving yourself? What I mean by forgiving myself is that, remember the story I just said, my mom said there were a few things that I had done that led me to my failure, and I needed to get a grip of those things and actually admit to myself that, hey, actually maybe you did not actually study for that test as hard as you should have studied. Maybe you shouldn't have gone to that party when you really shouldn't have just stayed at home and been studying. Maybe you should have finished your work before you got embarrassed in a board meeting, just because you came unprepared and you rather had went and gotten a few beers or drinks with your friends. So that thing, you need to just sit down with your mistakes, sit down with them, actually write them out. This is where I get distracted. These are my weaknesses. Write them out and say, okay, I forgive myself of these things, and this is how I want to move forward. So you really, really, really need to be aware of the things that actually distract you as a person from your purpose. Now, this leads me to my third or fourth thing. Dream again. You need to roadmap. After you've written down your weaknesses and your distractions, you need to write down your strengths. Okay, this is what I'm actually good at. But also this is what I'm really passionate about, because sometimes the things we're always so good at, it doesn't mean that is our vocation. That can be just like a passion project of yours, but it doesn't mean that is your destiny and your purpose. So you need to actually sit down and roadmap yourself outside of failure. Roadmap yourself. So sit down, dream again, write down your dreams, remind yourself of the things that you always wanted to do. They still are not a far distant things. Your dreams are super valid all the time. That is one of my favorite quotes in the world. I'm really not sure who said it. I forgot actually, but your dreams are so valid. So write down those dreams, write them down, roadmap yourself, and see how you can get there a step closer and a step closer through the little goals that you set out for yourself, monthly, yearly, but knowing that there's a bigger picture behind every goal you set. Actually, I spoke about this in my previous video. I'll just link it up here, and you guys please go back and watch it. It's all about setting goals and how to set your goals. Once you've roadmap and you've written everything down, it is imperative for you to have community, especially when you have experienced failure, disappointment, or discouragement of any sort, because fear can make us do the most stupid things. It can make you do things that are just out of character in every way imaginable. So try your best to find yourself a community that can actually support you and be your support structure during this time. Be your support structure while still getting out of the funk, because you cannot get out of the funk without community. You just cannot. You just cannot do it. So you need community to uplift you out of the funk, whether it's a mentor, whether it's friends or family. You need people who can keep you accountable to not only your character, not only your purpose and your destiny, not to the things, actually to the commitments that you have made to yourself and vowed to yourself that you are going to do moving forward. So you really need to get yourself a community that will have your back. So yeah guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys get to understand that failure is something that happens to everybody, but it does not mean that's the end of the road for you. It really does not mean that is just where your life ends and who you'll always be. Failure is really not part of your identity. It's just something that happens to character build you in many different ways, but it's also something that happens to make you aware of certain things in your life that you need to remove, and that you need to remove yourself out of, because they are detrimental to your purpose. They are detrimental to the success of your life in any way, whether that's the success of your relationships, the success of your career. There are just certain things that you need to know about yourself and about your life that will move you forward from a particular level that you used to be and operate in, and start engaging in the type of standards that God has set up. So really guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and please comment and like and subscribe, and if you guys want to see more of these videos, please let me know and I will probably do more. So see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.